That's good. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm having a little problem with my internet here. The internet keep dropping out for some reason. Don't know why. Uh, but definitely an issue. So, but we're back now, and we are live and direct. Okay. Like I said, I was having a little issue with the streaming for some reason. You know, I don't know what's going on with my internet connection. I've been having that problem for a while now. I talked to the company. They still, they say they fix it, but it never works. So anyway, I just ordered a different internet service, and in about a week I should have a different service, and hopefully I won't have that same issue again. But anyway, let's get back to the boxing match, to the fight that we were talking about. Uh, you know, uh, see, where was I? Yeah, I was saying that execution is what we're talking about. If whether that Teofimo can go in there and execute against Loma, and like I said, the kid is talented, is good, is this, is that. You can say he seemed to be fearless. We don't know how much of that is an act, is as opposed to actual reality. But he's gonna have to go in there and execute against Loma. All that talking is not gonna help him when the fight actually is in front of his face, and so we're gonna see, what is what in that ring. I just think that he hasn't faced anybody like Loma with the experience, the skills, the work rate that Loma brings to the table. Okay, whether we can keep up with that, I don't know. Because at the end of the day, in the Nakatani fight, and the reason I keep referring to that Nakatani fight is because, that's the fight that we got to see him, actually box, and he said he had good boxing skills, and we saw him against Nakatani, and again his boxing skills, for the duration of that fight, for the the totality of the fight, didn't really look impressive. Okay, he looked like he struggled a lot of times in there against Nakatani, and basically Nakatani wasn't really pressing the fight. I mean, Teofimo basically worked at his pace. Okay, and he didn't really keep a high pace. Okay, against Nakatani. Okay, he basically fought at a comfortable pace. Like I said, when he couldn't knock Nakatani out, he kind of settled down and just boxed him. And he wasn't very impressive at all, as far as I can see. To me, he struggled at different parts of the fight, and didn't keep a high work rate. Okay, and I think that if he goes in there against Lomachenko and can't really keep up, he's gonna have problems. Okay, I think Lomachenko is just gonna keep pushing him. I think at the end of the day, he's gonna take him out to the deep water and drown him. Okay. And we heard what he said. He said that he doesn't want to finish the fight fast. Okay, that's what Lomachenko said. He said he wants to fight for the whole 12 rounds. Okay, which means to me that he's gonna punish Teofimo. He's going in there and he's gonna punish him. See that jumping left hook that Teofimo does? Yeah, and the same thing he hit Magdalena twice with that hook. We just saw it just now on the little clip that I'm looking at. That's the punch I'm saying that Lomachenko gotta watch out for. Now, again, Teofimo talks a good game, but against Lomachenko, talking is not gonna really help you. Okay, you're gonna have to go in there and execute. You're gonna have to be prepared to go the distance. You're gonna have to be prepared for the work rate that Lomachenko is going to bring to the game. Okay, so now I do see one silver lining in there for Teofimo, and that is the fact that Lomachenko said he wants to fight the whole 12 rounds, meaning he wants to punish Teofimo, and so by the fact if Lomachenko let the fight go on, okay, trying to just punish Teofimo, that's just going to give Teofimo more opportunity to get a punch off in there and probably hurt Lomachenko. So I wouldn't really recommend that if I was Lomachenko. If I was Lomachenko, I would go in there and, you know, box him, and then if I see the opportunity, I just take him out. I wouldn't try to carry him and try to punish him, because you never know what could happen. Okay, and so that wouldn't be, you know, to me, that wouldn't be a strategy that I would employ against this young kid. I wouldn't give him no chance at all to get a shot in there. I would knock him out if I saw the opportunity. I wouldn't just carry him, and then just to beat him up, because, you know, one punch could change a fight. So if I was Lomachenko, I would just get him out there as fast as I can if I saw the opportunity, as opposed to trying to carry him and trying to punish him for whatever reason. Okay, because he talks a lot. I don't give a shit about what he was talking about. The quicker the fight is over, the better it is for Lomachenko. In terms, you know, you don't give this kid any opportunity to land a shot like he did against Comey. Okay, so, you know, I don't know. Now I can understand that Lomachenko wants to do that because of all the talk that Teofimo has been doing. So I understand the reasoning behind it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, I would just get him out there, as, you know, as fast as I could. Okay, and that's what I would do. So, but we'll see how it plays out. You know, again, people have plans, and, you know, sometimes the plan don't survive the first punch landed. Okay, and that's just the way boxing works. It should be a very interesting fight, man. And that's all I have to say. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be a great fight, I think. We're going to see, you know, I mean, if Teofimo is anywhere as good as he claims that he is, okay, we're going to see Lomachenko tested as well, because, you know, I mean, he's fought a lot of guys, you know, but I don't know if he has actually fought anybody with the kind of, you know, energy that Teofimo brings to the table. You know, very athletic guy. Okay, you see him there doing his backflip. He's very athletic. Okay, strong kid. Okay, fast. All right, and he seemed to have no fear of Lomachenko whatsoever. You know, typical New Yorker. So it seemed like he got that New York bravado. You know, that New York vibe. Okay, you know, he don't give a shit about what Lomachenko is supposed to be or not be. He's going to go in there and just do his thing. Okay, we don't give a damn about what Lomachenko is talking about or not talking about. He's going to go in there and do his thing. But yeah, that's good and all. That's all well and good. But, you know, I'm sure while you're doing your thing, Lomachenko will be doing his thing. So we're going to see which thing is going to take the day. Okay, and again, you know, I just think that the experience that Lomachenko has, his IQ, I think it's going to be a problem for Teofimo. I just think it's going to be a big problem for him. Okay, I just think all that movement, you know, all that speed that Lomachenko has, the work rate, okay, the ring IQ, the ring generalship, the lateral movement, you know, the combination punching. I just think it's going to be very difficult for Teofimo. I don't think he's ever seen anything like that. Okay, and so you know, I think he's going to have problems in there. Okay? He's going to have problems finding Lomachenko to hit him. He's going to miss a lot of punches, and Lomachenko is going to make him pay. Okay, and so, you know, like I said, it's one thing to go up against guys and, you know, do what he does, that is Teofimo, but it's hard to do that against a guy that's doing it back to you at the same time. Okay, you know, and that's where, you know, we see where, you know, when, you know, that he's gonna be tested. I think he's gonna be tested against Lomachenko, and, you know, whether he can pass the test or not, I don't know. Because I just don't think he's that good of a boxer. You know, he's a good puncher. He's a fantastic, you know, he looks like he's very physically gifted. But in terms of just boxing skills and technique, you know, he hasn't shown me much in that department. He showed me that he's very athletic. He showed me that he's strong. He showed me that he has power. Okay. But he hasn't shown me the boxing technique and skill that you would expect, you know, from a guy who talks as much as he does. Like I said, you know, I keep using the Nakatani fight as a reference because that's the only fight that I have with him actually, where I saw he had a fairly good opponent that, you know, that gave him a little test. And, you know, I think that Nakatani tested him to a certain degree, and you know, in that test, I think that he got like a B. I mean a C, okay, in that fight. I think there was a C, maybe a C plus. not very good, nothing special. So you got a C grade in that, I think, in terms of what he actually did in that fight against Nakatan. And so if he comes in there with his C game against Lomachenko, he's gonna lose. He gotta come in there with an A game, okay? And I didn't see his A game against Nakatani. I saw like a C plus. And so based on that, I just don't see him being able to do the things that he wants to do, he claims he can do, because I didn't see him do it against Nakatani, okay? And so I just don't see him do it against Lomachenko. I just can't see that. Again, I could be wrong, like I said, but I don't think I am. I think that he's going to go in there against Lomachenko, and Lomachenko is going to take him to school, take him out to deep water and drown him, okay? So again, I'm thinking that if Lomachenko wins this fight, Teofimo Lopez will never be the same again. I think that Lomachenko is really intent on going in there and really doing damage to this kid, okay? I think he's going to go in there and try to damage Teofimo, because I think Teofimo, have talked himself into a situation where he's going to, his ass is going to write a check, his mouth is writing a check that his ass can't catch. And so I think that he's going to get a severe beating from Lomachenko. Okay? I mean, that's what I think is going to happen. I mean, I could be wrong, and it could be totally different how it actually plays out. But I'm just thinking that's Lomachenko's intent. He's intent to go in there and really beat this guy up, punish him badly. Don't knock him out, just carry him the whole fight and just beat him. Okay, basically just beat him and school him. And so that's what I see, Lomachenko is going to do against this guy. And I mean, whether he can do it or not, we don't know. I mean, because like I said, Teofimo has a good right hand. I mean, and it's conceivable. Lomachenko is a lefty, and so the straight right hand is the lefty's kryptonite. So maybe he could actually land that straight right hand that he landed against Comey against Lomachenko. Okay, but I mean, the way he telegraphs it, I just don't see it happening, because he does telegraph a lot. It'd be like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, where Deontay Wilder tried the whole night to land that right hand and couldn't do it. So I think we might see the same thing with Teofimo and Lomachenko. Okay, I just think that Teofimo doesn't really have the skills to be able to do what he needs to do against a guy of the caliber of Loma. Okay? And but again, we'll see what happens after the first round. If everything is going to depend on that first round, I think. Again, the advantage in terms of physical attributes goes to Teofimo. So, in terms of raw physical attributes, I should say, okay? Now, what he does with those physical attributes against Loma is a whole other thing, okay? Because again, Loma, is a very, he fights at a high level, okay? He doesn't really give you a lot of chances to rest or to, get your breath, or he's just constantly on top of you. He's constantly throwing punches. He's constantly giving you angles. He's constantly, thinking in there. And I think it's going to be very difficult for Teofimo. And the next thing, I think he's going to really realize that Lopez, that Lomachenko is a lot faster than we expect. I think when he goes in there, Lomachenko's speed is going to surprise him. Okay? Now, maybe Teofimo's speed might surprise Lomachenko. We don't know. Okay, that's conceivable as well. Okay, it's a possibility that Lomachenko might be surprised by Teofimo's speed and power. Okay, that could be a situation in this fight. Okay, maybe I mean, I hear a lot of people talking about Lomachenko's chinny, and that's because he got knocked down that one time by Linares. I mean, again, people gotta understand how big Linares is compared to Lomachenko. So that knockdown, you know, I mean, he just hit him with a straight right hand, and he threw the punch. He threw a perfect right hand, but Lomachenko got right back up. I mean, you know, even with a big guy like Linares landing that good straight right hand against him, he got right back up. He didn't even stay down for the count like he was supposed, which is not good. He should have stayed down and, you know, to about the count of 7 and then get up. But he just jumped right back up and you know, and went back into the fight and proceeded to dismantle and stop Linares. Okay, so you know, but I think that maybe I think that Teofimo have more power, more pop than Linares. Okay, and so if he lands that right hand against Lomachenko, especially if he throws it the way he did against Comey, you know, it might be good night Irene for Lomachenko. Okay, you know, I don't, you know, I think if Loma, I think if Teofimo lands a solid right hand against Lomachenko, he's gonna hurt Lomachenko. You know, because again, he's a lot bigger than Lomachenko. You know, you know, you know, but again, Teofimo is not used to taking punches because most of the guys that he fought didn't really mount a great offense against him. Okay, they basically was in survival mode, most of them, except for Nakatani, that is. Okay, he actually went in there and tried to do the job. But a lot of the guys against Teofimo are basically in survival mode. Like most of the guys he fought really wasn't, you know, top of the line fighters anyway. So, you know, I just think he's gonna struggle with Lomachenko, man. I think he's gonna struggle. I think he's gonna have problems with the work rate of Lomachenko. Okay, I think he's gonna have problems with the speed of Lomachenko. Okay, I even think he's gonna have problems with the power. I think when Lomachenko starts connect, I think Lomachenko is gonna connect a lot more than all the other guys that fought him did. You know, he's gonna be connecting. So we're gonna see how Teofimo reacts when he's actually getting hit. Okay, and getting hit constantly. You know, is he gonna be able to slip all those punches that Lomachenko is gonna be? I don't know. I just think that. You know, it's going to be a whole different ball game in there. He's going to face something that he never faced before in any of his fights. Okay, a guy that can hit you just as you know you're trying to hit him. A guy that can counterpunch. A guy that could, you know, that's constantly in your face, constantly giving you that work, not letting up, not giving you time to rest. You know, I just think that that's going to be a big issue for him, man. I think he's going to really struggle with that, and you know, he's gonna have a live person there, you know, on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna see how he handles all of that. You know, I can't wait for the fight, man. I really want to see how this fight is gonna play out, and you know, if the inconceivable happens where he actually wins this fight, then I mean, wow, I mean that would be a massive that would be a massive upset. I mean, that would be, because you know the odds against the fight, the betting odds is like crazy. I mean, they might close up a little bit, you know, the closer it gets to the fight. But I mean, you know, he's not Teofimo is not just the underdog. He's underdog. I mean, he's way under. I mean, so you know, smart money is definitely on Lomachenko to really school this young kid. And unfortunately for Teofimo, it just might play out that same road. Okay, I think he's gonna find that Lomachenko is not gonna just stand there and let him knock him out. Okay, he's gonna have to work, and he's gonna really have to put in the work to get Lomachenko where he wants him. And it should be an interesting fight. That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna be a great fight. Whoever wins this fight, you know, with everything, you know, like I say, with Lomachenko, I mean, Teofimo is putting a lot of, you know, expectation, you know, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself to perform in this fight. I mean, you know, all this talking and, you know, all of this bravado and, you know, I don't know. I just think that, you know, it's going to be a, you know, a hard act, you know, his boxing game is a hard act to follow in his talking game. Okay, he doesn't talk a lot, and so he's gonna have to do the boxing to back all that up. And whether he can actually do that, I don't know, but we're definitely gonna find out. Okay, and you know, this is gonna be a great fight, man. Okay, definitely gonna be a great fight. But I think that again, I think that if we analyze the way they fight boxing wise, I think that if Teofimo comes with that same style, the hands down type of style, where he got his hands low, trying to use the shoulder roll, it's gonna be a problem. I think. I think Lomachenko is gonna probably not. I think Lomachenko gonna stop Teofimo possibly. Okay, I mean I see it. I mean, he carries his hands pretty low. Okay. And I don't think that's a good idea against Lomachenko. I think he's gonna have to fight a whole different style of fighting than he has fought before if he wants to be successful against a guy like Lomachenko. All this, your hands down low, going in there, standing in front of the guy, not moving your head. It's gonna be a problem. I think Lomachenko is gonna be giving him a lot of body shots, okay, because he's there to be hit, and it's gonna be a hell of a fight, okay, and that's what I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a total blowout by Lomachenko, okay, a total, and I also wouldn't be surprised if I see Teofimo jump in there one of those left hooks and hurt Lomachenko really bad and maybe possibly take him out. But that's a long shot. I mean, that's a Hail Mary as far as I'm concerned. I don't see that happening at all, but it could happen, and if I think that's the more likely scenario. If Teofimo wins, I think that left hook is gonna, not as opposed to the right hand. I think the left hook is gonna that might be an issue, but we'll see. Okay, we'll definitely see. I mean, this is really going to be an exciting fight. I would think if it actually goes the distance. Okay, it might not even go the distance. Despite what Loma says, it's possible that he might just knock Teofimo out. Okay, he might not have a choice. He might have to knock him out because maybe Teofimo might, trying to carry Teofimo for 12 rounds and beat him up. I don't know if that's a good idea, but it might be that he's so far above Teofimo in terms of skill that he's not really worried about that, and he can do it. Okay, he can just carry him, just beat him until either Teofimo quits or just takes a brutal beating. Okay, and I think that's what Lomachenko has in mind. I think he really wants to give this kid a beating with all the talking he's been doing. I think he wants to make an example of him. I think that he wants to really hurt Teofimo. Okay, I think he wants to hurt him, and not just hurt him one time. He wants to hurt him and to continue hurting round after round after round. Okay, I think that's what the Lomachenko wants to do. And if the fight plays out the way I think it is, Teofimo's corner is going to have to throw the towel in. Okay, I think they're going to have to throw. If the fight plays out the way I think it's going to play out, Teofimo's corner is going to throw in the towel. They're going to have to, or they're going to have to make a choice. Either let him stay in there and get beating round after round, or throw in the towel. Okay, and that's what I think is gonna. That's where I think if Teofimo loses this fight, I think that's how it's gonna play out, based on what Lomachenko said. I think he's gonna punish him until he either takes the punishment or throw in the towel. Okay, and so if he wins, that's how he's gonna win. That is Lomachenko. The only chance I see Teofimo having in this fight is to knock Lomachenko out. I don't see him outboxing Lomachenko. I just can't see that for 12 rounds. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I think the only chance that Teofimo has against Lomachenko is a knockout, and he has to do it early. Okay, between the first round and the third round. I don't think if the fight goes past the third round that Teofimo has a chance to win by any knockout. Okay, because he's going to be so tired by the third round. The work rate is going to be so high that by the third round, it's going to be like he's going to win 10 rounds. Okay? So I think that's what's going to happen. And if he has knocked Lomachenko out by then, I don't think it's going to happen at all. I think he's going to get a beating of his life. And it's going to be a life-changing situation for him in terms of his career. And I think that I really think that Lomachenko wants to hurt him and hurt him bad. Okay, so we're gonna see how this plays out. Like I said before, even though this kid is good, even though he has a lot of talent, a lot of raw skill, a lot of raw talent, I should say, not skill, good physical advantages, I just think that Lomachenko is gonna fool him. He has too much experience. He also has good speed, good power, and he's just a superb boxer. And I just think that Teofimo hasn't really proved himself yet. He hasn't been in there, and have to go, have to find the will to win. He hasn't been in a fight like where he has to dig deep, and to really come up, and be tested in a situation where he has to face adversity. I just don't think he has ever have to do that. Has never had to do that, and so I think he's gonna have to do that in this fight, and we're gonna see if he can actually do that. Okay, but again, so if people were to ask me what my pick is, I think I'm gonna have to go with the more experienced guy, Lomachenko, the better boxer. Okay, the better ring IQ. Okay, I think I would tend to go with the boxer against the puncher anyway. So I'm thinking that as far as I'm concerned, Teofimo is gonna get a lesson. He's gonna get a master class in this fight. Okay, against Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko is going to take him to school and really, give him the business. And if Lomachenko wins this fight, like I said in my, in my description, if Lomachenko wins this fight, I don't think Lopez is ever going to be the same after this fight. I think he's gonna, he's gonna have a long road to recovery after this fight if he doesn't go out there and perform like he said he's gonna do. Okay, and so if he goes in there and he's slipping in any way, shape, or form, Lomachenko is going to expose him. So it might be a situation where this guy actually gets exposed. Okay, and so that's what I think is going to happen. I think Lomachenko is going to more or less expose him and show that his boxing skills is not that great, and that he's just a rookie. Okay, so that's what I think. But again, I could be wrong. And, it's conceivable, even though, not by, I don't think much, but it is conceivable that Teofimo could go in there and actually show us something that we haven't seen before. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a one-way beatdown by Lomachenko. But this is all I have. This is TBE Boxing. I'm going to leave it there. I'm out.